Good afternoon. Today we are going to start the another topic of valence bond theory is bonding in trigonal bipyramidal complexes. We already discussed tetrahedral complexes and square planar complexes, how the complexes shows the bonding according to valence bond theory. Here today going to discuss the another type of complex is trigonal bipyramidal complex. So there are 5 coordination number complexes, means the complex containing 5 ligands, and shows D sp3 or sp3 dehybridization. D sp3 or sp3 dehybridization. 1 d orbital, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital. That means 5 orbitals are combined and form the d sp3 hybrid orbitals. So here the difference is here, when there is a d sp3 hybridization, that time n minus 1 d orbital used in a hybridization. And when sp3 dehybridization is shown by the complex, that time the next d orbital is used, nth d orbital used, because you know d orbital is anti-penultimate, we consider as a n minus 1. Okay, so n minus 1 is used, it is a inner d, nth is used, it is the outer d. So inner d orbital complexes and outer d orbital complexes, depending on hybridization, depending on availability of d orbitals. If inner d is available, that time use inner, if not, then use outer. Okay, we are going to discuss by some examples. The first example is given here, FeCO5 means pentacarbonyl iron. What is the name of complex? Pentacarbonyl iron. Here the oxidation state of Fe is 0. So here we consider Fe. What is the atomic number of Fe? 26. So first of all write the electronic configuration of Fe, and you can write in detail electronic configuration or you can simple write the outer electronic configuration. So Ar is the noble gas core, 3d and 4s. So these 18 electrons, 2 electron in 4s, then the remaining 6 electron occupied into 3d orbital. So this is the outer electronic configuration of Fe. You can write in detail. So there is no oxidation state, so simply we write only single free atom electronic configuration. Then when we discuss how actually hybridization is possible or how actually electrons are distributed, so first of all we write electronic configuration of Fe atom in the ground state, okay. So here we draw orbitals, 3d, then 4s and last 4p, okay. In 3d how many electrons? 6 electrons, so fill up 6 electron here. How many electrons in 4s? 2 electrons in 4s, that means 4 electrons are here. To form this complex and for this hybridization we need, there is a 1 d orbital empty, 1 s orbital empty and there are 3 empty p orbitals. But in ground state there is only 3 p orbitals are completely empty, 4s is filled and the remaining 4 d orbitals which are containing single electron, so 4 unpaired electron. So to make this hybridization, the complex atom, this atom undergoes the excitation, and when it undergoes excitation, that time there is a carbon monoxide is the ligand. It is a powerful ligand. I already told you the cyanide, CO are the powerful ligand. They provide the pairing energy to the central atom, and central atom pair up their own electrons and to make a vacant empty d orbital. So when there is a excitation, what happen? These two electrons goes in pairing. So first is come here, the second one come here, and the outer this one come here. Means total 4 unpaired electrons and these 2 electrons, 6 electrons are paired up and form the 3 pairs. When this comes here, the last one D is empty, 4s S is empty, and all the remaining 3 are also empty. Means DsP3 hybridization is possible. So here we write electronic configuration of Fe atom in excited state. In excited state. So in excited state, what happened? 3D. So here, this one 4s electron comes here, another 4 comes here, this comes here. So how many pair? There are 4 pairs. 6 plus 2, 8 electrons, all are pair in the 3D. Okay, the last D is empty. There is a 4s, there is a 4p. That means here D orbital, S orbital and 3p orbitals are vacant or empty. That's why the complex undergoes DsP3 hybridization. DsP3 hybridization. And last, we consider for the complex, so FeCO5, these 4 are completely degenerate, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 3D containing 8 electrons. Okay, so remaining 5, the set of the remaining 5 orbitals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these orbitals called as DsP3 hybrid orbital. And you can represent the electrons here in the form of cross, or you can use same sign as like. So these are the electrons from 5 carbon monoxide molecule. So this is the representation, and you can write the explanation. So here, how can write the explanation? In FeCO5 complex, 3d orbital has 6 electron and 4s orbital has 2 electrons. To make one empty d orbital, one s orbital and 3p orbital, the complex or central atom undergoes excitation and mixing of the orbitals and pairing of the electrons. So there is a pairing of the electrons. Okay. So the electrons are paired up. The 1d orbital is vacant after the pairing of electron. 1s orbital is vacant, 3p orbitals are vacant. That means the central atom undergoes DsP3 hybridization and form the 5 DsP3 hybrid orbital, which are overlapped with 5 molecules of carbon monoxide and form the FeCO5 complex. There are all electrons are paired. That means there is a zero magnetic moment, means a complex is diamagnetic, and the DsP3 hybridization suggests the trigonal bipyramidal geometry. So we can mention here the first point, the magnetic, it is in a diamagnetic property. Diamagnetic property. Second, we can draw the structure. So here is a Fe, CO, 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 CO. Structure, draw the structure every time because structure is very important. So trigonal bipyramidal geometry by the FeCO5 molecule. So this is all about the FeCO5 molecule. We are going to discuss another one. The next example is The next example is CuCl5, CuCl5 3 minus, 3 minus iron. Okay, again we are going to same. So here copper present in +2 oxidation state. Because of copper, here is a -3 charge, the -5 charge coming from ligands, so copper has +2 charge. Okay, so we can write the electronic configuration of copper as well as Cu2 plus. So we simple write the outer electronic configuration. So Ar 3d 4s. Okay, so there is a 4s1 3d10 is the electronic configuration of copper. When two electrons lost, first electron lost from 4s, the next one is lost from 3d. So after loss of two electrons, the remaining electronic configuration is 3d9 4s 0. 3d9 4s 0 is the electronic configuration. So here we are going to start from first the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration of Cu2 plus ion in a ground state. Okay, so draw the 3d orbital first. So 3d is here. After that 4s, then 4p. Okay, so how many electrons in 3d? 9 electrons. So fill up 9 electrons here. Okay, then look at, is it all the necessary or required orbitals are available or not? Here the last d orbital containing single electron, then 4s is empty, 4p is empty, and the promotion from 3d electrons to the next d require the more promotional energy, so that's why there is a promotion is difficult. That means 3d remains here, means the unpaired electrons remains in 3d. So one of the d orbital is required for the d sp3 hybridization. So here the inner d orbital is not available. That time the central ion use the next d orbital. Next d is the 4d is available. So the electrons which are coming from ligands are enter not into 3d, enter into 4d. So that's why the central ion undergoes excitation. So here we are going to excite. So electronic configuration of Cu2 plus ion in a excited state. Draw same here. 3d 4s 4p. After that the next one is 3d, what you know the sequence, 3d then 4s then 4p then again 4d 5s 5p. Okay, so here 4d is available. Next empty d orbital, it is a next vacant empty d orbital. So here the 9 electrons already present here. So there is no availability of inner d. That means because there is unpaired electrons and Cl is not a strong ligand which promote the electron or which make a pair or supply the pairing energy. That's why it is weaker in nature. That's why the orbital this orbital is not used by the central atom. So next d is used. So yes, p 3 and up to this. So called as sp3d hybridization. sp3d hybridization is possible. So next d, when next d is used, we have the number of possibility, sp3d, sp3d2, sp3d3. Okay, so pentagonal bipyramidal, again there is another geometry. For octahedral there is a sp3d2 when 2 d's are used, sp3d 1 d is used, 2 d's are used, 3 d's are used. So another sp3d3 also hybridization for the pentagonal bipyramidal geometry. Okay, this is not included in our syllabus, but it is also possible. So here we consider CuCl5 2 minus. So this 5 remains with containing 9 electrons. Okay, so these 5 comes together and make a set of 5 orbitals, and we called sp3d hybrid orbital, and the remaining 4, these are the 4d, these are remains unparticipated. So how many ligands? 5 ligands comes with 10 electrons. We need a fill up of 10 electrons, so these 5 hybrid orbitals overlap with the orbitals of Cl and form the bond with each other, and the electrons are occupied there because these orbitals are overlap with the orbital of Cl, and 4d remains unparticipated. So this is all about the CuCl5 3 minus. So here one unpaired electron shows the near about 1.8 Bohr magneton is the magnetic moment. Due to this, it is paramagnetic in nature. It is paramagnetic in nature, and the sp3d hybridization suggests the trigonal bipyramidal geometry. So how you explain it? So in CuCl5 3 minus ion, Cu2 plus has 9 electrons in 3d orbitals. So to make a one empty d orbital, it is important to promote the electron promote into higher energy level, which is not possible due to lower promotional energy from the ligand. That's why the Cu2 plus ion use next empty d orbital, which is the 4d orbitals, and undergoes sp3d hybridization. So 5 sp3d hybrid orbitals are formed, which are overlapped with the orbitals of Cl5 Cl minus and form the strong coordinate covalent bond between them. There is a one unpaired electron in 3d which shows the 1.8 Bohr magneton is the magnetic moment, and the complex is in paramagnetic in nature. The sp3d hybrid orbital suggests the trigonal bipyramidal geometry. So you can draw here. So trigonal bipyramidal is the geometry from this CuCl5 3 minus ion. So here there are some other examples are given. You can try it. So NiCO5, NiCN5 3 minus, then MnCO4NO. So we take one more example here, NiCN5 3 minus. Other example you solve as a homework. NiCN5 3 minus. Okay, again same as here is a Ni atomic number 28. Okay, so suggest the Ar 3d8 4s2 electronic configuration. But here oxidation state of Ni is +2, that means 26 electrons. So Ar 3d8 4s0 is the electronic configuration. There are 8 electrons in 3d orbital. So electronic configuration, I am just use short form here, but you write the electronic configuration word, not a shortcut here. So electronic configuration of Ni2 plus in a ground state. So draw the 3D first, then 4s, then 4p. So how many electrons in D? 8 electrons in D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So look at here. Is it the inner D is available or not by the promotion or by the pairing? So there are two unpaired electrons, so pairing is possible, not a promotion of electrons. So to pairing of electrons, there is a necessary to pairing electron energy. And look at here, the cyanide is there, strong ligand is there. So cyanide is strong ligand provide the pairing energy. That means here this undergoes pair up, and once this undergoes pair up, the outer last D is becomes empty. So this use in hybridization, so DsP3 hybridization. So center ion Ni2 plus ion undergoes DsP3 hybridization. So you can write here electronic configuration of Ni2 plus in a excited state. So here is a 3D. Sorry. Okay, this is the pairing. So the orbital is empty. So simple, there is a DsP3 hybridization. DsP3 hybridization. So in a complex, NiCN5 3 minus, so these four are out, or there is a same energy, so 8 electrons in 3D. And this is a set of 5, and we call it DsP3 hybrid orbitals. 5 DsP3 hybrid orbitals. So electrons from Cn minus comes here because these orbitals are overlap, and formation of bond between Cn and nickel. So the electrons which are coming from 5Cn minus. So electrons from 5Cn minus. So there is no unpaired electrons, means complex is zero magnetic moment as well as it is the dimagnetic in nature. Secondly, the DsP3 hybridization suggests the trigonal bipyramidal geometry, and complex is dimagnetic. Complex is dimagnetic. Okay, so complex is dimagnetic, the geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. So you can write explanation as in NiCN5O3 minus complex, Ni has the 3d8 4s2 electronic configuration. There is a 8 electrons in 3D. In that there are 2 unpaired electrons. The 2 unpaired electrons are pair up and make a 1 empty d orbital. Hence the complex undergoes DsP3 hybridization with zero magnetic moment and dimagnetic in nature, and DsP3 hybridization suggests the trigonal bipyramidal geometry. So this is all about the today's lecture. We just discussed. In tomorrow's lecture, we're going to discuss the octahedral complexes. So basically the complexes shows D2sp3 hybridization or sp3 D2 hybridization. So simple here, 3D, make 2 empty orbitals. If not, then use next D. So 4D orbitals. So inner and outer orbital complexes same as the trigonal bipyramidal complexes. So there in octahedral complexes, in next lecture we discuss the D2sp3 or sp3 D2 hybridization. Okay, so we're going to detail in next lecture. So we stop here.